Welcome back to Fear Horror TV. This is our week 3 reviews for the 2025 haunt season. We are starting with Reaper's Revenge, which opened in 2008 and has continually ranked among the best haunts in America's Northeast. Reaper's Revenge is located outside of Scranton, Pennsylvania in Lackawanna County. When you arrive, you'll pay $3 cash only for parking. After a security checkpoint, you will stroll past the pond and make your way onto the mountainside and into the forest. The midway here is alive with witches, monsters, and other strange creatures. There is concessions available, a nice fire, and classic episodes of The Addams Family on projector screens. They also have a paintball gun range. Alright, so the first attraction we have is the famous hayride, and it's packed with 11 or 12 very large scenes, and it runs for a solid half hour. Once you get off the hayride, you go through a walk-through trail called the Lost Carnival. Next, you will have Delirium, which is an old-school 3D paint haunted clown house. After that is Pitch Black, which I would say is the scariest attraction here. It is a full-on sensory overload. You are left in complete darkness, forced to touch the walls and discover all sorts of nasty things. Last, we have Sector 13, which is a open-air walkthrough. This attraction is an apocalyptic contamination zone. Reaper's Revenge excels in every capacity as a haunt. Actors, makeup and costumes, special effects, set design, sound design, lighting, atmosphere, professionalism. They even sell some diapers for the weak-hearted patrons in the merch shop. Many haunt enthusiasts list Reaper's Revenge as their top haunt, and after you visit, you will understand why. It's not a surprise we are giving Reaper's Revenge a 10 out of 10. Alright, Terra Farm Horror Plex opened in 2018 and is located in Newport, PA, in a 150-year-old grain mill. When you first arrive at the Terra Farm, you purchase your tickets, go through security, and enter a very cool midway with concessions, photo ops, a nice fire going, and plenty of monsters running around terrorizing people. Once you begin the attraction, you venture in and out of various buildings and are reset in a queue line several times. The attractions consist of the Blood Barn, Spatterdash Vet Clinic, Doherty's Flying Fleas and Freak Show, the Ghost Mansion of Dusang Rue, Horror Hollow, and Kleinbauer Farm. The actors did a phenomenal job here. The makeup and costumes were amazing, and there are a lot of really great silicone masks here. Set design was very clever. You never just go in a predictable path. You wind and twist around each room. The sound design was great. Each room has its own mood. Fear level, I would say, is very high, but be aware this haunt does have some foul language. The lighting was incredible, and there's a good mix of special effects here. The staff here are also very friendly and professional. For value at $25, this price point is unmatched. You get about 30 to 40 minutes of walking time. They could easily be charging $40. The very high quality of this haunt clearly has a lot of heart and soul put into it, and that's why we're giving Terra Farm Horror Plex a 10 out of 10. Alright, next we visited Fright Factory, located in an industrial zone in South Philadelphia. When you arrive, there isn't much of a midway or hangout area at all. Just one food stand on the side of the road. When you purchase your commemorative ticket and get inside, you realize that it's not a commemorative ticket at all. They don't rip it or anything, just take it back at the door and you receive nothing. You are led to an underground queue line area, which is creepy and has potential for building a good atmosphere. Once you begin the attraction, They send large groups of 6 to 8 at a time, which I didn't see was necessary because they had plenty of time to space the groups out. There was hardly anyone there. Your large group is immediately dumped into an empty blackout maze, which causes an instant traffic jam, and after awkwardly getting through that, you enter another queue line. Then you take an elevator ride, which has begun to become a cliche in the industry. Next, you tour factory-themed rooms and eventually an asylum area with a mishmash of themes. Alright, I'm gonna start with the good. The actors were the best thing about this place. They were all giving a good effort. Makeup and costumes were decent. Some of the set designs were interesting. My favorite was the church, but many sets felt bare. There's hardly any animatronics in this haunt, so many scenes felt lifeless and stiff. I felt lighting could also use improvement. One major problem I had with this haunt was the sound design. The Fright Factory mostly consists of very thin walls and an open ceiling, allowing all the sounds from various sets to bleed together. This is bad, and sounds need to be contained to their scene. Fear level I would describe as less intense, and finally, that brings me to value. For $35 and only about 20 minutes of content, I would say this haunt is overvalued. Fright Factory has a lot of potential, but it needs more attention and care, and that's why we're giving it a 6 out of 10. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.